Guys, this is Hellhades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. So we are doing an account takeover on Demonspinner. Yeah, so pretty much is it's quite close to end game. So he said to me, "Don't show the Great Hall." He's in Plat Arena. He's kind of building up his equity in the Great Hall. He kind of did this, realised it was a mistake, but had gone too far, so he carried on. Fair enough. These things happen. At least he's kind of starting to rectify it now. It's all good. So he's saying that he does Nightmare Clan Boss. He's able to 2-key Nightmare Clan Boss already. Wants some help to try and get into Ultimate Nightmare. So he's got he's got some insane legendaries here. He's got Ultan. He's actually, for the amount of legendaries he's got, wow, yeah. For the amount of legendaries he's got, he's pulled some of the best Clan Boss legendaries in the game. So he's got Ultan, he's got Vizia, he's got Razin, he's got Drexar. So yeah, I mean, 4 of the best legendaries for Clan Boss in the game out of the 6 that he owns is pretty mental, actually. So let's just have a quick look at what team he runs at the moment. So he's doing Brutal and Nightmare. He said that he's in the same clan as Bramzilla, who, yeah, I remember this now. Same clan as Bramzilla, who I did the takeover for. God, it's probably the first one I did one for, actually. I think it was the first account I did a takeover on. But yeah, so he's running Nightmare. Let's just see what rewards he got. Anything juicy? Nothing too juicy there. No, not today. Not today. But yeah, so he's running Ultan lead, which is right. Vizia, Razin. What I'd always say is your extender should not be in this position as a starting point. So you should go attack down into Poisoner, point 2, then into the other 2, and then Vizia should be in this space because he then has a chance to extend any additional debuffs that land in between. But this team here is set up pretty well. So you've got your decrease attack, you've got your weaken and defense down, you've got your Poisoner, you've got Vizia who extends poisons anyway, you've got your counter attacker, you've got 2 people that have got defense up. So everything about this team is a good setup. There shouldn't be any real challenges with this team in terms of pushing damage. So that's good. And he's saying he's 2-key in Nightmare with that team anyway, but he wants to get into Ultra Nightmare, in which he's struggling with. He also wants some help with spiders, so let's just have a quick check on missions. So yeah, so he's close to the end here on Arbiter. He needs to get his Great Hall up next, and then he's kind of needs to do these missions where he's got to clear stuff like level 17 and level 20 on auto. And he's saying that he's got dragons down on auto, so he's doing level 20 dragons. He's got Ice Golem down on auto. Again, he's doing 20. He hasn't got Fire Knights down on auto, but he can do Fire Knights, albeit, blimey, these times are slow. But Spiders is the one that he's struggling with to do on auto, so I'm guessing he has got, actually his energy's used up. Come back to in a bit. I'm guessing he's got this as a manual team, but needs it to be a succinct auto team. So that's my 2 challenges today. Get Clan Boss ready for Ultimate Nightmare and get Spiders 20 running on auto. So I think, I'm just having a look at his team here. I'd be surprised if there's much difference I'm going to need to make to the actual lineup that's being done. So actually he's got quite a lot more legendaries down here, which I didn't see before. Anything that's going to make a difference though to the Clan Boss lineup. So he's more of an arena champ. I mean, actually, you kind of need this guy in because he's going to do your cleanse. Vizia you would never take out. I don't think you'd take out Razin unless perhaps you had a Draco. You wouldn't take out Ultan. He's best in class for that setup. You need a counter attacker. So you've only really got, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's 5. I don't think there's much we can do with it unless you had a different counter attacker to sub in, or unless you had someone like a Bad L in that can bring, similar utility to what this guy brings. I mean, there is an option if you had a Morsian Mage could do something similar to what Steel Skull does in terms of the cleanse role. But I think he's probably got the right champions in his Clan Boss team already. So I think we're just going to work with those. Now let's just have a quick look at what we've got set up here. So I'm going to do a quick run through, and then at the end of the video I'll show how they've changed. So speed is right for Nightmare, can also run on Ultimate Nightmare, that's fine. Defense is a bit on the low side. Accuracy is good. Defense is extremely low. In life still gear, that's good. Speed's right. Accuracy is good. HP is pretty low as well. So we've just got a low defensive stats here. That's what's causing him to struggle. Defense good. Speed too low. HP okay. Accuracy is a bit low. And on Skullcrusher we've got defense is too low. Speed's about right. Yeah, and that's all good. So let's check Steel Skull as well. Defense too low. HP okay. Speed is a bit... No, that's fine. Actually, it's okay. So it looks like the genuine issue we've got here across the board, and this is, I'd say, in 80% of examples that I look at, this is the same issue. People are not understanding how important defense is against Nightmare and Ultimate Nightmare Clan Boss. It's by far, for me, the most important stat. Yeah, so if I look at this chest, every time it should be defense. I mean, I almost want to rip my own eyeballs out when I see an accuracy chest on anybody. I just, and you know, it's bad. It's bad, boys. It's bad. Literally, that's not where you get your accuracy from. Defense chest, please put defense chests on everyone. Let's see what we've got here. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We've got the same thing. Accuracy again. It's not actually all round, is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I've spotted the problem. I found the problem. This is what we want. This is what we need. Defense. Okay, so I'm going to get into the gearing of these champions. So I'm going to do the same thing I do every time. We've got a lot of gear here to go through. I'm just going to go through, try and find the stuff which is just straight for the bin. Put that stuff in the bin, and then we kind of work through, you know, what good gear have we got that we can start putting on people. So this is what I do. I go through everything. I'm going to sell off all the junk and be left with stuff we can actually use. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've got 250 of those items going straight in the bin. They're actually, this account is in good shape. So the items I'm selling here are not necessarily all flat stats or, you know, that type of thing. It's just that he's been farming a lot, and he's basically said, as part of his farming, can I do a cleanse? So I've gone through and I kind of kept his best gear of this sets. And the idea here is to try and get as many of his team into boots which are not speed boots as possible. I've got to say though, he has got some bit of a struggle here with doing that, because he doesn't actually have a lot of speed generally on his gear. So when I go through and have a look, you know, if I'm looking for defense chests, we've got one here, a small amount of speed, no speed, no speed, a little bit of speed, a little bit of speed. Same sort of thing on his gloves, no speed, want defense really. So although he's got a lot of items, his gear is not set up in a way that enables me to kind of really push the increased defense setup which I'd normally want to do, which might mean that we have to stick with speed boots on, but we can still improve his damage by just getting defense chests and defense gloves on everybody. So we are where we are. Let's move on with the gear we've got. Right, let's get into Vizia. Vizia is a game-changing champion if you pull him. So he's so insane with this A1. Increases duration of debuffs by 1 turn by 35% chance to increase the duration of debuffs by 1 turn. And he lands his hit 3 times. So it actually buffs up to 50% as well. So you basically got 3 hits. Each hit's got a 50% chance of increasing all debuffs by 1 turn. Once you've got a debuff on with this guy running, it never drops off. So what that means is you can actually put champs in that you probably wouldn't normally put in to do some of the battles. Yeah, it's an insane game-changing champion. It means that you can completely change your clan boss setup. So what he needs is decent accuracy. He needs to be tanky, needs to be fast. So let's just look into his gear. What I always do is I start with the accessories. So I'm looking at, do we have better accessories than what are on already, or have we already got the right type of stuff going on? This one here, we've got an accuracy banner, which is right. It's got some speed on it, which is nice. It's got an HP roll, which is good. The 2 defense rolls are a bit troll, but they're not terrible. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really want it there. Ideally, you would have had it in HP again. So I just checked to make sure we don't have, you know, like a massively better item, which we definitely don't. This is a pretty high end for him anyway. What I'd say is, because he's not going to be getting better gear than this for a while, you know, you may as well just go ahead and buff your speed here. It's not got that many glyphs, but yeah, so maybe I'd leave it here. But if you had more glyphs, then definitely use your glyphs here. Buff your accessories so that you've got less work to do up the top in terms of building that speed. So buff here so that here is easier to deal with. So then let's look at the other two items. So we've got an amulet. So this is probably a mistake, I'd say. A lot of people do it. So he's gone for an attack amulet, probably because he wants his accuracy from the amulet. Now I would always push for a defense flat stat for the main stat of the amulet, if you can, for your clan boss team. It's guaranteed 225 or 260, depends on what level it is. But it's guaranteed defense or attack or whatever. This flat stat in defense is worth way more than any of the other flat stats you can get. 225 defense is worth way more than 4000 HP. It's worth loads more than 225 attack. So this is not the flat stat to go for. Crit damage is a nice one, but not for clan boss. This is good for any of the dungeon content. We'll keep looking through. Hopefully we've got a defense one in there somewhere. We've got a defense one here, but it's got no accuracy on it. And that's our best chance. So I guess what we're going to have to see is, how much do we need this accuracy in this build? Ideally, we switch this out for a defense one and we get 225 defense instead of the 225 attack. It will give us a lot more sustainability but we do need accuracy. So let's see how we get on with the rest of the build. We've then got a defense ring. That's the right thing to do. All of your champs down here for accessories, for clan boss, ideally have got a defense ring on, and ideally they've got rolls in defense as well, or rolls in HP. So this is almost like a perfect ring. Because it's so good, I would take this one up to 12 and roll it through. But that's his accessories. I'll go into his main gear soon, but just gives you a feel for what I'm looking for in accessories. Okay, so we've had a bit of a change around. I've still got high accuracy. I managed to get the defense amulet on. Shame I didn't get an accuracy roll anywhere else. But what I've done is I put him in an accuracy set. So he's got accuracy boots, still speed, with a really nice accuracy weapon, which got me a triple row of accuracy. I'll swap the chest out for a defense chest instead of an accuracy chest. Still got the defense gloves on. We're still life still set. Still got over 200 accuracy, which is a bit low, I'll be honest. It should be more like 230 minimum for Ultra Nightmare, or Ultimate Nightmare, but we've got the right speed, we've got better defense. I think this is a better setup on him. So that is Vizia done. Let's move on. So next champ I'm going to do is Skullcrusher. He's too low on defense, speed's about right at the moment, accuracy's low, which is good, his HP's quite low. So I'm going to try, basically I'm just going to try and pick up his defense as much as possible. He doesn't really have much in the way of gear down the bottom here, so that's going to be an easy win. But ideally you have a defense banner as his kind of main banner. The absolute ideal is to have a defense banner with some speed on it. Perfect. Yeah, great. So this is going to be his banner. Resistance banner's not really much help. So he's going to have that banner, and then I'm going to look for a defense amulet as well. Do we have one? We've got one here. This will probably be the amulet he uses. Yep. So this is going to be his amulet, and then a defense ring, ideally with a defense percentage as well. So that's a good ring. This is also not a bad ring actually. So either of those could have been good. This though is definitely better. This defense is going to be worth more than this HP. So providing we get some rolls here, this is definitely the better ring. If I got all rolls in this and I was unlucky, let's say I rolled it to 12 and got them all in attack, I would probably just roll this out and see if I got a few good rolls in defense. If not, I'd still switch back to this one. I think he's got a few options here though. That's not as good. Yeah, so we've got a few options, but mainly it looks like these two are going to be the ones that we go between. And then obviously once I've then got these in play, I can then decide what I need to do up the top. Okay, so this is the final build for Skullcrusher. Got a good healthy amount of defense now. Speed's still right, 174. still low accuracy, better HP. So we've improved the kind of main 2 stats for him, whilst keeping the speed around the right level and the accuracy low. So he's 174. I just need to make sure that everyone comes out now faster than him. But yeah, we're going to move on to Steel Skull next. This is how Steel Skull is set up at the moment. Speed's good, accuracy's good, defense is low, HP is okay. So we saw earlier we've got an accuracy chest on, which we need to get rid of. We need to change this into a defense chest. So we're going to start again with these base items. So actually we've got a defense banner on. Not many choices of banner here. Okay, so we don't actually have an accuracy banner as a choice. So this defense banner is probably the best bet, because it's got a speed roll and defense rather than any of the other stats, which means we need to get accuracy from our amulet, which we've got here, 30 already. So this is probably going to have to stay unless I've got a defense amulet with the chance to get accuracy. In this instance, so this is a better amulet if I had an accuracy banner, but I don't. So I think I'm going to have to stick with what we've got already, unless we've got a better choice. We don't have a better choice, so I think we stick with what we've got. Eventually you would want to swap that one out for a defense one with accuracy on it once we get this accuracy banner. And then we've got an HP ring, which again you'd rather have a defense ring. This is better. So this is going to end up better. What I'll do is I'll roll this up to 12 quickly and show you the difference in stats that we're going to get from this ring. And what we're trying to do here on all these items for someone like a Steel Skull, because he doesn't have the best natural defense, we want to boost his defense with the accessories. So the ring is a really good place to do that. Base stats on the flat stats on the rings are actually really high. It's worth about 20% of his sort of base defense just by improving that base stat on the ring. So this ring, I think, if we get it to 12, which will equal the other ring that he's wearing right now, I think you'll find that almost irrelevant at where the rolls go, it would end up being a better ring for him. And let's just remember that defense is worth way more to us than HP. So you probably need something like, for every 100 defense, it's probably worth something like 3,000, 3,500 HP. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you're trying to deal with here. Hopefully this rolls out before too long. We can just do a comparison. Typically, now I've run out of things to say, it's taken ages. Come on, ring! Come on! Anyone think I'm rolling for 16 here? Doesn't really matter what the rest of the substats are either. The other ones you're going to get, so you might get an attack percentage, which would be nice, because he is an attack-based champion, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. So let's just see. So we get an extra 117 defense for a level 12 versus level 12. Even though this first one had good rolls, we lose 2,700 HP. This ring is definitely better. And it will only get better as well. So as I then roll that up to 16, it gets, inevitably it gets better still. So that's definitely the better ring for him. Okay, so my aim really is to get rid of this accuracy chest, but still keeping the accuracy above 200. Because we've got a Vizier, his accuracy is not actually as important. As long as he lands some poisons in the fairly early stages of this game, Vizier will do the work. So accuracy is not as important here as you normally would need it. So I can actually afford to be 190 or so on accuracy and still have enough. So anyway, let's do some work up the top and see what we can get to. Okay, this has been quite a tough build to do actually. So Steel Skull, we didn't have an accuracy banner, so we've had to go with a defense banner. We had an accuracy chest on, which I needed to change for a defense chest, and then I needed to get his defense up enough to be relevant for the rest of his team, and also get his speed to the right place and his accuracy to the right place. So this has been a really tough build. What I've done is I've gone defense boots, had a really good accuracy roll on these. That's why I decided to push them on to defense boots. Got a speed roll as well, which helped. I've then got a defense chest with an accuracy roll. I've got some defense gloves with an accuracy roll. 2 speed items, both with accuracy on. And then a speed roll on the helm as well, so and accuracy as well. So really good build for him actually. It's probably the best build of a Steel Skull I've done for a while. He's over the 174 speed of Skullcrusher by 1, which is fine. Really good defense, good HP, good accuracy. I think this is going to be perfect, spot on for what we need. So that is third guy done. Just got Ultan and Razin to do. I am running a bit low on gear, so it'll be interesting to see what those builds end up like, but it's nice actually. So Steel Skull is going to be relevant in this comp, and he's going to stay alive a long time, which is good. Next on the list is Ultan. Ultan's build is kind of good in a way. We've got good defense, but he's way too slow at the moment. And his accuracy is a little low, but his accuracy being low isn't too bad because we do have Vizia in this team. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. I'm more worried about his speed. Let's have a quick look, see what's on him. Defense, defense, defense. Okay, so it looks like he's gone for that whole kind of maximum defense build, which is good. But you've still got to get to the speed, otherwise this is pointless. So I like what he's trying to do. I'm going to see if I can push that speed back up over the limit that we need and see if we can play around with something similar to this. Let's get stuck into it. Okay, so this is Turval now re-geared. Managed to get his speed up above Skullcrusher's 174, so he's now 175. We've still got the 5k defense, which is really great. Good HP. Accuracy is a little bit low, but fine because we've got Vizia, and the rest of the stats are looking pretty good. So he's now in really good shape actually. That's a really good result. So we managed to get those defense boots on still with the accuracy on them. The rest of the rolls are not great, to be fair. They're not the best set of defense boots in the world. We probably could roll up another one of these sets of boots, but it's a 60%er, so that is good. You know, we could roll some other stuff, but I think I don't want to waste silver here. We've got the 60% defense chest on as well. Again, the rest of the stats are not amazing apart from the accuracy. We've got the 50% defense gloves. Similar again, you know, HP's nice, the rest of it's not too amazing. But then we've got a good shield from speed, a good helm from speed, and a really good weapon here for him. Really good. So all in all, that's a really great build. Happy with that one. So it just leaves now Razin. Okay, so this is Razin finished. Still in the lifesteal set. I've got him in defense gloves. I've got him in a defense chest. Obviously it's an offset, but it was the best defense chest that we've got, with other good stats as well. He's in speed boots, so I needed the speed. This accuracy piece has got a lot of speed in it. It's not an ideal piece, but actually the speed helps me get to the speed numbers that I need. And we've still pushed 180 accuracy, which is not bad, not ideal. So we've got 180 accuracy, we've got 177 speed, 4.2k defense now, and 32k HP. So he is in pretty decent shape. Obviously, these gear sets start to improve when, let's say, we get an accuracy 6-star piece with defense. Then that would be subbed in, or 2 good speed pieces. But at the moment, the best we're doing is like 5-star pieces, but with bad sub rolls. So I don't want to waste a silver to roll these up. They're not good enough, really. But that is the final champion for our set. Okay, so firstly we've got Steel Skull. Managed to improve his defense by 1.3k, a little bit more speed, a bit more crit rate. Then we've got Ultan, more HP, a little bit more accuracy, a lot more speed, a bit more crit. We move into Razin, a lot more defense, reduced his accuracy but improved his crit rate and crit damage. We've then got Skullcrusher, who has got a lot more defense, more HP, 10k, and a bit more resistance. And then we've got Vizia, who has got a bit more speed, a bit more resistance, but generally similar build. So time to test the team. So as discussed before, Demonspinner can 2-key Nightmare already, so we're going to go straight into Ultimate Nightmare. He's generally getting around 15 million per key. So he'd like to be able to get to a point where he's at least 4-key in it, which would mean doing, what's that, 23.5 million damage, roughly. So if he can do 23.5 million, he can get to a 3-key situation. So the team comp has stayed the same. I'm just going to, as I spoke about earlier, I'm going to change the order around. So I want my Poisoner to go second, Tack Down to go first, Poisoner second. After that, doesn't really matter as long as Vizia is going last. So Vizia going last means that he's going to, if we get an attack down here, then a poison here, he automatically will extend those debuffs on his turn. So it's really important that your debuff extender goes last. So we're going to get into the fight. Pretty much what we're looking for here is a good setup. So because we are on Ultimate Nightmare, I have speed tuned this team for normal Nightmare. So they're all 171 to 189. What that means is I can't do my counter attack on the first wave. So you'll see here we're getting a lot of misses on the abilities. I thought this might happen because I don't have the accuracy up high enough. But what I do have, as long as they land at some point, I'll start to extend them with Vizia. So I'm hoping that we get a bit of extension going on. So we've got 2 up so far. No counter attack yet. Don't use counter attack until that first stun goes off. First stun that's gone off here. So we will use Steel Skull to cleanse that. Now. And now counter attack goes off. At this point, we can now run this properly, and counter attack is always going to come in at the right stage. So slow and steady, we're starting to build up debuffs. Vizia is then extending them up nicely. I'm hoping this lands. Got resist, got the weaken on. We get the damage up with Ultan's hit. And then slowly but surely we're going to start to build these debuffs. Poisons are starting to land on. I really wanted the defense down. That's what we're missing right now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the debuffs are on already. I only really want 1 more poison to go on because I want decreased defense to be up. This then becomes quite tricky. So I think what I'm going to do is actually avoid doing the poison here. Try and give myself 1 more chance to get that decreased defense on. So we're going to keep building up the debuffs. See the way they're stacking up. I've got no problems with that at all. So this time I've got the cleanse up for Steel Skull. So everything is good there. Counter attack goes on. I'm hoping I don't land 2 poisons here. I landed 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm up to 9. This is my last chance to try and get decreased defense on. Right now, I need it to land. It's landed, hallelujah. Right, and at this stage we are in good shape. So I can actually hit auto here now that I've got all of my debuffs up, and we'll be good to go for this run. We're in good shape, we've got a maximum number of poisons already up. And all of them starting to be extended, see that? Hopefully we get another one here. Yeah, perfect, so we're at minimum 4. These will not drop off now for the whole fight. So I'm going to let this run through and then I'll show you the results in a few minutes. So we are just over 10 minutes. Anything over 10 minutes is generally good when you've got this many poisons stacking up. Look how effective Vizia has been at stacking poisons here. So we're at 38 turns. I lost my Steel Skull. I actually did something slightly wrong on the order of putting shields up, and it meant that Steel Skull was the target. It's a bit annoying actually, so I probably could have pushed a bit more damage there, but 25 million, 25.84. So his best ever previous key was 21, but he said that was a fluke. His average key before was 15 million. We've pushed it to near enough 26 million. I just want to check as well. I didn't go into all the masteries. I just want to check a couple of things. So that is all fine. The thing you can do with Vizia, I need the accuracy at the moment because I don't have enough accuracy coming through artifacts. But once you've got more accuracy coming through, then actually you can start to forget about the support tree and start going in the defense tree, which will make it easier to survive. We've already got defense there, that's good, that's fine. This one here, yeah, see again, you don't really need this tree with Ultan when you've got Vizia in your team, but his accuracy is too low to really be fussed about changing it right now. Steel Skull, yeah, this is what I thought was happening. So Steel Skull's got a load of turn meter gain stuff on, which is why I went out of sync in that last fight. So I just need to change that around. So do a quick reset. So again, if I had better accuracy here, I would not be doing this tree at all. I'd be going into defense tree and keeping him alive for longer. But I do need the accuracy right now because accuracy is too low. Ideally as well, I would have built Steel Skull so that he was the fastest, but I don't have enough options to make that happen right now. So I want to do this, for anything outside of clan boss. So that's good. Then there was one more to check, which is Skullcrusher. There he is, and he's on defensive, which is right. That's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it's just one that was out, which I thought something was going a bit weird when I was just doing that attack. So first one, 25 million. Let's just make sure it's not a fluke. I'm going to go in again and go for a second hit. So I'm not going to show you the full fight. I'll just show you as we come out the other end. Okay, so second key, similar sort of thing. I did 24.5 million, so it looks like we're on an easy 3 key territory here. Not going to be onto 2 key with this team, but 3 key has moved from what would have been more like 5 key territory. So 5 key to 3 key, that is pretty good going. Last piece of the puzzle to work out is the spider fight. So just going to go into checking some champs for spiders, and yeah, let's get that going on. So this is a team I want to try for spiders. Basically what I'm trying to do is have Drexar take hits. He will put HP burn on the spiderlings. We've got Miscreated Monster in there to create big shields for me. We've got Tyrell in there to decrease defense. Cold Heart hopefully for some turn meter control and damage. And Still Skull to keep Drexar alive. This could work. I think this might work. Just depends whether Cold Heart starts getting targeted instead of my Drexar, and whether Drexar can stay alive long enough. So nice shield there, a few stuns, which is always helpful. Decreased defense goes on, increased defense on as well. Now I'm hoping for as many HP burns. See those HP burns going on? Hoping for as many of those as possible. All the while, the rest of my team basically need to deal with the main boss's turn meter. Quite a few now. We've got several. So I didn't get that. This is what I needed. I needed that turn meter to drop. At that stage, I think I start doing quite crazy damage. I guess I need a bit more accuracy on that Cold Heart to make that happen. He's already up to about 200. And now they're starting to go on the Cold Heart, which is not ideal. Oh, Miscreated Monster's taking a heap of damage as well, actually. I guess because of his ally protection, he's protecting these other guys. Do we get the shields back up? Yes, we do. So we've not done a ton of damage yet. We've got a lot of stuns on here. It's just whether... yeah, it's whether we can get these HP burns really working for us. Decreased defense across the board again. We've got a few HP burns going on now. So let's see if on this cycle we actually get the reduce turn meter before... This next turn for the spider's okay. It's the turn after that I'm worried about. So this turn she doesn't heal, whereas the next turn she will. But look at this damage we'll start to do now from the HP burns. That all start kicking in. So as long as we're controlling this turn meter, I think we do a lot of damage here. Got the shields up, which is nice. I need a reduced turn meter. Didn't get it again. Yeah, so I think this composition 100% works if I've got reduced turn meter coming from Cold Heart. As it is, it's probably going to work anyway, just slower than it should do, because we probably should have finished by now with the way I've got this set up. But we're going to keep running it through. I think I'm still going to get the kill, actually. As long as I can keep Drexar alive, I don't think we're in much danger, and we start getting these HP burns ticking in again. This Created Monster is becoming the target because he's actually getting quite low health. But that gives us the shields back, so we're pretty good there. Load of HP burns on there again. The 2 people I need to be doing turn meter reduction, they're actually not doing it effectively enough. But this is looking good. I think this is going to be an auto kill. So this will be the first auto kill that Demonspinner's actually got on his account if we get it. Every spider kill before this has been manualed. We're still in good shape. It's going to be pretty tight though. Am I going to get the Cold Heart nuke to finish him off? No, it's not up yet. Is there enough damage coming in? Oh, it's going to be close. I think there is. I think we got it. Yeah, 3 minutes. That's good. That's good. So, not the cleanest of runs, but it's a full auto run. And I wasn't really in danger of dying, I don't think. It just was a bit slower than I would have wanted. So what I'm going to do, just pump a bit more accuracy into this Cold Heart. I don't have an accuracy banner, which is the problem. Again, we're in these accuracy chests, which it's not ideal really. What I can do though is just swap out a couple of bits of gear. So all this is doing is building accuracy for me. I might as well just put an accuracy item on. This is much better than this actually. So I didn't want to push too much more silver because I've already burnt through so much silver in this takeover. It's actually insane. But for the sake of getting the spider runs going properly, I think we need to do it. So this is going to be a much better piece for this Cold Heart anyway. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 accuracy pieces and yeah, just kind of build the accuracy more up to around 230. I think at 230 I'm pretty much going to reduce that that turn meter each time. I'm just going to finish gearing, I'll come back on and then we'll go again. Okay, so I've done a bit of a rebuild. I've got her up to 200 accuracy. Crit damage and crit rate's a bit lower. Let's see if this is going to work for us as a better run. Either way, we've got an auto team that's running, so it's not the end of the world if we can't get it to go. He needs an accuracy banner really to make this properly work, but I think the rest of it works fine. So let's push for it again. Again, sort of full auto. We get our shields up from this fella. Decreased defense everywhere. Defense up on my team, and then HP burn starting to run. He gets a provokes up, which means that he takes those bits of damage. We did get a bit of turn meter down there. I want this one to land. This is the big one. Is it going to land this time? Yes, it did. Perfect. So the extra accuracy's really helped us out. Now look at the damage we're going to do in the meantime. So we're reducing turn meters with A1s as well. Now the idea is we kind of want to try and push a full kill before they even get a turn. That's the ideal. I don't think we're going to get quite to that level with this team, but we are in good shape. Probably be maybe 1 reset before. We've got 1 reset there. I'm hoping that that's all we're going to need to get the kill, which means we'll have around a 2-minute time. Let's see if it actually continues to play out as we want. We've got some nice poisons up here. Decreased defense goes on again, and now we're just looking to get those HP burns to slap onto these spiders. Nice, looking good. So we're going to get the second reset from the spider, but not a health gain one. All of these HP burns are starting to go on. Got a bit of decreased turn meter here from the Turval, which is good. Starting to get the damage now from this HP burn on these spiders. I still didn't get the second. One. That's frustrating because I can't do much more with the gear we've got until we get an accuracy banner for her. It's about as good as we're going to get, but we still might get the kill before the second full reset. Let's see. It's going to be pretty close, I think. There's a lot of these spiders that are burning. It's going to be pretty close. I think close, but not quite. Or is it close? But yeah, it is actually. We got it. So 2-minute run. 2-minute run on auto. It's run on auto twice in a row. I think that is job done, boys. So really happy with that. Managed to boost the clan boss damage from about 15 million to 25 million. We've got a team that's running on auto for spiders. And that is Hellhades out. Catch you soon.